way, just so y'all know. We'll see how this works. It's the first time I'm trying recording, so we'll see if it works or not. Then let me see if I can set it to where. Morning. Thank you for coming. Let's share the entire screen.
We'll try not. No, you can't do that. My nose is like,
Oh, yeah.
I can't stand it, so I have to wear a sweater. And I'm gonna wear sweatshirts.
How are you, Roberta? Hey. Really come back to this area. Yeah, Steve. How about you? Yeah, a little bit of everything. Whatever. Yeah.
I haven't even had a shot.
Bro, I've never been to those fucking things anywhere. A little ridiculous. Still out of water. Yes, and then one of the mom kids had a broken leg. Yeah, right. So I think we're good. I went to your actual butcher shop because last time I actually felt like
I had to hold my hand up.
Yeah, it's like $300.
I'd like to get it right.
Well, actually, that's no. Yeah.
The people that are meeting today.
We got breakfast over there.
Are the people you're meeting out tonight.
Y'all, we got breakfast if y'all want to eat. We got, I think she got chicken
But they
leg.
sent me pictures of that little thing and we're like, use these. I was like, and then he's gonna like pull the RV out for you and he wants you to stand on the RV and take a picture.
I'm sorry.
My dog says he's gonna be broke, but it's not even having it's like 23 acres.
Yes.
Right. Well, he's not a footage next door and he cropped it. He was like, just use this. I was like, and I'm like, he's like, look at her left. And he's like, okay. He's like, April 11th. He was like, April 11th. I was like, she's like, and he was like, all right, well, you have to drop her.
Thank you.
Because I don't think December 20th.
What time? 10 o'clock?
Yeah. And then I was like, well, I don't think anything. I went to the house.
12:30.
They were cats.
Oh,
But the house smells really good.
are you sure?
Yeah.
Like I was like, but it's so small and a lot of furniture.
Now you guys are up at Henderson, right?
Not like shit.
I'm so excited to get into this, man. It's not really gonna be long. Oh, yeah, you put it right on the shirt though.
At least it's remodeled. It's got new fridges.
Oh, it's downstairs.
They're drying.
The coffee machine. Oh, it's also right here.
Marketing.
Yep. They've got Chick-fil-A in the kitchen if y'all want some meat. Same food.
Hi. You like having more things?
Hey.
No, there's just, and then the guy comes up and he's like,
I know.
I like this setup.
Yeah. Pretty cool, huh? Trying something different.
oh, it's perfect.
Yeah.
There you are. I'll do it right in front of you. You know that.
So does that mean we're gonna?
We're just
And
like.
they do kind of that. Well, they have red one.
Yeah.
I feel like the group's leading because everybody's on this side,
We're off now.
Vandalize.
right?
Oh my God, you're me on that. I must look at picture by your car.
You never recorded my last episode on Facebook. Why I'm terrible.
I mean, like, I didn't go terrible. Oh, I'll tell you why he's terrible.
It's good, man.
One more.
That's food in the, all right, Joe, it's 9:30. Y'all started it, you know, I start on time, all the time. I appreciate y'all being here on time, so out of respect for everybody that came on time, we were gonna get started. Thank you very much. So, we're gonna start the meeting like we always do, and like Ken started us with, tell me something good. Anybody got anything good to talk about today? Andy?
Good to talk about today.
Yeah.
I was waving at him. It's new to me.
What'd you get?
I got a Lincoln and Casey.
Look at you. Nice. Do you? No matter. I don't buy new. I always buy yours.
Yeah, I have my thing, but.
Yeah.
They'll give you.
Well, here is, let's see if I can get it to play. It's the right one. Yeah. Sound on, sorry. Yeah. Guys, like, hey, wait a minute, open house.
Good video.
Great sound bite.
So yeah, that's not working out too well. We're trying this whole sharing thing. Let me stop this. Hey Kim, we got you. Everybody sees you drinking, I think. Oh,
Good morning.
Share. Okay. Let's try this again. Nope. All right, well, we're gonna pass that. Never mind. I had a good video. It was funny. It's about the guy who does an open house. He's getting ready to do the open house, and this guy comes up and says, "Hey, can I see it? Can I see?" He's like, "Yeah, come on, man, come on." So he walks inside, starts talking about the house, and this guy like sends a cuff him. He's like, "I'm with NAR. I'm taking you to jail. You're in jail for opening the door and not having a fire EDT agreement and just doing it." So it was funny. Lisa, actually, my other half, sent it to me, and I was just trying to share because I thought y'all would think it was cool, but obviously that didn't work out so well. So let's move on. Since I put that out, let's do Alpha Mortgage. Alpha Mortgage. Anybody have anything to say about Alpha Mortgage?
We still have the same special going on. We pay $550 either towards warranty or appraisal. We will help with listings. We don't really have anything new. Rates are starting to come down. The Federal Reserve is meeting next week. you know, fingers crossed, we see some movement, but there also could be some volatility before then because of the different things, the 10-year bond and everything else that's going on. So it could be a little crazy. Yeah.
They're talking about rates coming down as well, but they talked about it before.
Yeah.
So we were supposed to have, what, 5 changes this year, and they didn't feel like it was,
Possible.
yeah, and now they're saying 3, but I think that's because of the election, and they're trying to make things more good. So I don't know, we'll see.
Two things one thing about the rate, they're already projecting, like right now, we're locking 30-day locks. So those locks are already projecting that way. So we're already kind of seeing the rate cut in our eyes when we're locking them.
So where are rates at?
Government 6s.
6s?
Like low 6s. It all depends on credit score.
Sure.
Debt to income ratio.
But they're around 6 is what you're saying?
I thought somebody last week at 5.75, like half a point. I mean, it's definitely, in the budget, they want to buy.
If they want to buy it down.
Yeah. They
So
want-
marginal credit, maybe 6 1/4, really good credit, you might get low 6 points.
It all depends. It also depends too on the purchase price of the home. There's ranges. So it's case by case, but maybe factor in 6 to 6.5.
Yep.
I think to be safe. Would you agree with that?
Yep.
I would say somewhere between 4 and 10.
After Travis.
4 and 10, we could play with that one, right? 4 and 10,
And
go
then
to
I
the buyer.
have one more thing.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any feedback about the listing booster? It doesn't, have you guys been putting it in the MLS, the verbiage? And or have you been getting calls when it is on your stuff? Hey, I see you have a lender, the 0.5%. What is your guys' feedback about that?
Is anybody using the listing booster? I sent out the stuff about the verbiage you could put in for your listings to help with that. Is anybody using it?
I did it on one of my, I haven't anything yet.
Any feedback on it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But there's that tough listing I got, so I don't think it's,
Okay, I'll send it out again for everybody. I'm glad at least somebody used it.
Yeah.
See, we are putting it out. Thank you, Pete.
I do feel like when I remind agents, they're like, oh, yeah.
Are you guys resistant because you don't want to feel like you're gonna get a violation since it's something that you've not been able to put in, or?
Al's paying a violation, so I'm good with it.
Okay.
What?
Thoroughly vetted that. Yeah.
Right, I know, and that's what we try to tell people, but it's.
Well, that's already passed
People
here.
are not doing it.
I just think it's education. Keep pushing it out, keep pushing it out, keep pushing it out. If y'all can keep pushing it, I'll send it out again.
Okay.
I know they've got a lot on between trying to comply with everything in MLS and, you know, and just all the changes with NAR right now.
It's just one more thing.
Yeah, and it's probably not high on their priority list. I'm just being real.
Sure.
So I think it's something we'll see that we'll start using more to benefit, especially with homes sitting on days 40, you know, hopefully it's a little longer. I think we'll start seeing it come into play. Any more questions with Alpha? Hi, Carolina. She was looking at me like, what do you say? Yeah.
Hey, I'm Dina with My Carolinas. So y'all know me, so if you don't, My Carolinas, we are, we have an office here, we're right next to Al, so if you guys need anything, it's very simple. We just need a client's name and address. You can shoot me an email, and I know I think I've given you guys a credit, but I'll give you all a card. But it's very simple. If you have any insurance questions, flood, I know that sometimes that can make or break your deals if you're showing a property and it's in a flood zone. Shoot me a message. You can text me or you can call me and say, hey, can you check this property? Because sometimes that will really make a huge difference if they can afford the property or not. But other than that, we're still in hurricane season. So, just heads up, if you need any kind of information you want to send out to your clients, I have lots of documents. You can send emails out or, put a newsletter or just call them and give them some information. They're still doing the 45 group for the North Carolina Joint Insurance Association. I can give you more information about that too if you guys want to talk about it. But other than that, that's it. If you guys have anything for me, is there anything that I could do to make your jobs easier?
Just a reminder though, whenever they stop issuing insurance is when a name storm, right? Is when they, or within how far out before when they stop it again?
Normally it is, if we see a hurricane, and say we'll see a tropical storm, they'll start following it, and there's a box. Every carrier is a little different, so when we start to see a hurricane go up, the coast and they anticipate it hitting us, even if it's a tropical storm. Some carriers will, there's just like a little box around North Carolina. Sometimes it's a little bit further over, sometimes it's a little bit further down. And if that storm is within that box, the carriers cut off. So sometimes, like with closings, that will affect you guys, closings or anybody's closing. So if you see a storm out there, this is just information for you. If you have a closing coming up, see if you can get those documents in kind of fast, or check with your lender to see if there's anything that you can do to speed the process up, just because we'd like to get it closed before rather than after, because sometimes the last storm we had, it was a tropical storm, and some carriers made us wait a week after the storm had passed. It was a pain.
So it's not just names, it's like tropical.
Yep. So, and some of them it is name storm, it just depends on the carrier.
And it's not just like the day after they'll start again, they'll make you wait.
Yeah, some of them will, but one of our carriers made us wait a week after, which I was kind of shocked they made us wait that long. But they want to make sure that there's no planes after.
So when they're on the list side, on the buy side, for storms coming and you have a closing coming up, right? Make sure that the buyer locks the insurance in, like before it gets to the point where it's getting close. If you have one and there's storms coming, approaching us and it's a chance of coming near, talk to the other agent, talk to your buyer, let's get the insurance locked in so it doesn't affect closing. Because they can go ahead and lock the policy in beforehand, right? They may have to pay for the policy. They'll probably have to pay for it, right?
Well, not if they're doing that closing. We
Okay.
can get it so it'll just automatically go through the closing, so they won't have to pay any of it.
They just have to
Then make
sign all
sure-
the paperwork to kind
Okay.
of commit to it.
All right, good to know.
And
I know
if
some
you-
carriers require you to pay it, so.
and in this kind of case, like if somebody's closing on the 30th and we see it and it's 2 weeks early and we want to go ahead and close, if we need to change that date, we can lock it in and we can change that date later, because closings change all the time. So that's no problem. We can adjust it.
Good to know. Good to know. Thank you. 210. I don't think she's here.
Yeah, she's I think out of town.
Yep. Key title. I don't think Tammy's here. She's coming in later today. And I don't think Seafood Reynolds made it today either. So we can move on pretty quick. Just a quick thank you to all of our business partners. Next.
Mommy's pictures to me is what I really want to know. It's like, they gone from.
I had another one, but you probably like that.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you. Oh, gosh, thank you. Good to see you guys. Love you. Al, you doing a great job, hearing some wonderful things about you. So it's very exciting. I know what's going on up here. Your post this morning or yesterday about the police. So funny. I know, most of my stuff. I have one thing I'm going to share that Michelle already knows about. Is it okay if I share that today? Michelle, in case you guys don't know, Michelle is your representative for the Agent Advisory Council. Okay. So she plays a very important role for people who want to share stuff with the company, but you don't want it to know it came from you. Tell Michelle, and she'll tell me. Okay, that's we don't mention names. No, they don't mention names, and we get together about once a quarter. We may change the frequency of that, but there's somebody from every office, and we get together. And it's agents and myself and Narissa, who works with me very closely, and it's y'all's meeting, and they come together to share. Hey, this is what going wrong, this is what's going right, this is what ABC Realty is doing, and we wish we could do it, telling us all the things that are happening. So we want to know, we want to hear from you. Some of the greatest tools that we have in our company came from you guys. Stuff that you said, hey, we could really benefit from something like this. you know, I don't sell real estate. You want me to sell real estate? I haven't sold real estate in so many years that it would be very terrifying if I tried to do that again. So I want you guys to tell me what's going on out there, okay? One of the things, and then I try to share some things back with them as well. So two things that I shared yesterday in our meeting. One was encouraging people to attend honors upcoming training on Social Bay. I don't know if you're talking about that, but
We are.
yes.
We will be.
Okay, good. Social Bay is really cool. That's all I'll say about it. It's really cool. You don't want to miss that training. The other thing that I was very reluctant to do, but I have now done it, is have our attorney to create hopefully a one-page touring or showing agreement for you guys to use with your buyers. And for every charge on it yet.
First I've heard it.
So I did not want to do it. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I did not want to do it because I think that I don't want you guys automatically go into that agreement instead of trying to do the buyer agency agreement, which is what protects you, which is how you make your money. Okay. So I didn't want people to use it as a crutch and just say, oh, we got this, we got this, we got this, which is why I didn't do it to begin with. But what I have found out is that some of you smart folks in our company have created your own. And when that happened and I found out and I saw that our company name was on that, it scared me. And so I said, well, you know what? I need to give them something to use. So I was talking to our attorney over the weekend and she is creating, I hope it's going to be on one page, a document for us to use as a touring agreement. But I want you guys to understand that this should really be your last resort. Okay, it should be your last resort. What I don't want and what I have heard a few times is agents saying, Denise, I lost a buyer because of this. I don't want you guys to lose a buyer. Okay, I really don't. So that's why this form is being created for you guys. So you will have it to use moving forward. But I'm still going to always encourage you to do the buyer agency up front and try to get your buyer agency agreement because that's what protects you. That's how you get paid. Okay, do you have any questions about that? I don't know when I'll have it. Hopefully soon. But I'll roll it out. Like I said, I haven't even told the managers yet. Sorry.
We actually had a showing, like a Zillow, and they had the form in there with Coldwell's logo on it. And he was like, hey, do I use this? I said, no, we use our stuff. Don't use it.
It was in Zillow with our logo on it.
It's an auto touring agreement in there.
So it's Zillow's agreement.
It's Zillow's agreement, but I don't know if they put Coldwell Banker above it.
The Zillow touring agreement is approved in North Carolina. So the first one that came out was not approved. And then they went back to Zillow, they redid it, and North Carolina did approve that touring form as saying, hey, it doesn't meet all the requirements of the settlement. So you can't use that. I've never given anybody permission to put our logo on it.
Yeah, I told you use our forms.
Yeah.
And it may be just like in the tab up top, but it says Coldwell Banker before auto sends. I don't know if they're sending that in the email too, but I have mine turned off. You can go in there, turn it on or off.
The logo?
No,
the auto send.
The auto send of
Yeah.
that agreement, because I've been using stuff out of.
We had an agent in Carolina Beach who got a Zillow lead, and the lead came from Zillow, obviously. But when the lead came to her, he had already filled out that Zillow touring agreement and sent it to the agent. So Zillow had given them, and he had already filled it out and sent it to the agent. The agent's like, "What's this? What do I do with this?" I was like, "Oh my goodness!" So yeah, they're out there trying to help us. So yes,
Take it
they're
over.
trying to help us.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me know about the logo being on that. That's what scares me is that people creating their own forms with our company name are we now liable? So if I'm going to be liable for something, I want to make sure.
I don't know if it's because of the Zillow Flex thing though or not.
It might be, but I mean, it doesn't have to have our logo on it. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to have our logo on it. So thank you for telling me that. How's everything else been going with this? How are y'all doing with this? I have some people that are saying, Denise, I'm struggling. I have some people saying, I have no problem. How are y'all doing? You can call me later if you don't.
I need more buyers.
Need more buyers?
Need more
Need
buyers,
more people to practice on? There you go.
Need more.
I feel like the people who are having the most success with it, they are doing a couple of things. They're practicing what they're going to say, before they just get in front of somebody. So they've been doing role play with other agents in their office or their managers or whatever. So, and they're confident about what they bring to the table as a buyer's agent. So they're confident, they know what the value of a buyer's agent is, and they're able to explain that to somebody. Those are the people that I feel are having the most success. And so if you feel like you're not having success, that's where I'd start with the role play and start having that conversation and role play with somebody you can hear, with Al, with me, if you want to call me, we can do it. But I think, and the more you practice, the more confident you're going to feel about what you're saying. So if you're not feeling 100% confident about it, that's what I suggest you do. Do you have any questions for me? That's really all I was going to talk about. You want me to talk about anything else? You know I was going to talk about that.
It's all new to me.
Yeah, so I'm here. It's good to see y'all. And thank you for doing such a wonderful job. We appreciate you so much.
Thanks. Just trying. Right, moving along. Birthdays, September birthdays. Jeff Stalker, also the first. Nada, second. Denise just had a birthday on this. Megan Santana on the 8th. Madison Friedel on the 18th. That's September. Let's do company anniversaries. Amber Rayner and Cynthia LaCour, 13 years. Lindy as well. Dana, 8 years. Adding at 7. Kelly. So Kelly left to come back. It's 4 years combined. That's supposed to be combined. She just couldn't stay away, which we love that. Thank you. And then Kelsey, their first year anniversary. Congratulations, Paul. Down here. And we want to welcome John. He started from his state career and has a lot of things coming. Let's do our August office awards. Top listing it on Dana. Top listing team, top selling team. See?
Oh, this one.
See?
Thank you.
That's for you. Here. Congratulations to all of you again. Yeah. He's been telling me all the time, man, I got this. You just tell me this one. I got an investor. I got a listing. I'm doing all this. And what are you doing to get it?
Just being me.
That's real, right? That's what we talk about all the time in our meetings on Mondays, right? You come to a lot. Yep. Legion, just be yourself. There's plenty of business out there for everybody. You just go out, start mingling, socializing, do plot buys, walk in, say hello, and it comes. You don't have to go out to everybody and say, hey, I'm in real estate. You don't want to buy, sell real estate. No one wants to hear that shit. That's not so. No one wants to hear that, right? But they know you're in real estate. If they don't, wear a shirt like this. They'll know. Wear your name tag, like we talked about, right? When you go to pick up your kids from school, or you go to a event, and you have your name tag on and says, oh, you're in Coldwell back. Shit, sorry, take it off. Don't just leave it on because you don't want to walk around. I'm in Coldwell. I'm going to sell real estate. You don't want to do that, right? Just don't be that guy. Just say it. Anyway, I'll get off that. Let's go next. All right. Office awards for lowest and highest. Lowest sale. Dave Frost at 168. Lowest. Can you believe that? It's the lowest. The highest, Amber Rayner at 554. That was listing side. Buy side, Amber at 170. T at 930. What area would you like rather work? You were telling me the other day? Why? Right here is why. Because we of the day, and I'm going to share his business a little bit, but he comes in the day and he says, man, they said at the closing, but it's nothing like this with these closing. It's like, I got this commission check. Don't get me wrong, I love it, it's nice, but this beach commission checks, I'm done. Right?
I did. I was like, I'm grateful, but
So now, look, increase your price point, increase your profit, right? Good for you. Good for you. He's been working hard for this, though. Really hard. He's got an investor he's doing some other financing for, and he's working hard for it. So good for you. All right. Big moment. I got a lot of stuff to cover today. Lot. First of all, MLS fines. I'm gonna reiterate it, first offense, $1,000, second offense, 1,000 to you, 1,000 to me, and you lose your privileges to the MLS for 1 year. No exceptions. How do you get fined? By putting anything in the listing information mentioning compensation. If you even mention or allude to a buyer agent compensation, you're gonna get fined. Nothing about it. Not buyer friendly. Not, hey, we'll help with your whatever. No, nothing. Not having a buyer agency agreement and showing a house. Have to have something in writing before you open that door. Don't take it with you and expect them to sign it while you're there. Sign it before you get there. Now, they're not checking every one, but they will spot check. Some of you, have y'all ever got a compliance check from the MLS where they ask for some sort of documents to verify their data? They'll ask for a copy of the closing disclosure. They'll ask for your listing docs. They'll ask for something to show that what the information in the MLS is the same that it should be, that the data is. The same thing they do with the buyer agency agreement. They're just going to do a spot check. Hey, we saw you showed this house. Can you please send me your buyer agency agreement dated before you showed the house? Right?
The same day though, right?
Yeah, just make sure it's timestamped before you go to show the house.
So if we're doing it in person right now.
No, you don't show up with it. You have to have it signed before you open that door.
I know, but let's say you're meeting with somebody and you sign it earlier and.
That's fine, but don't stand in the driveway. Before we go in the door, I need you to sign this. The next thing now, everyone wants you to open the door. You can't. And if your window is from 12 to 12:30 and they sign it at 12:05, and then you have the lockbox. Do you really want to get into that? No. Sign it before you go. Send it to them in an email. Meet them at the office. Sign it before you go. Okay?
And I'm just used to explaining it. So.
And those that have done real estate for a long time, those are the ones it's going to be hard with because you have your systems. We used to go to do oral buyer agency agreements and not have to worry about that, right? Those that just started real estate, guess what? It's business as usual for y'all. It don't matter, right? All right, that's how we do it. How you do it now? We just get it reprogrammed. Okay, reprogram.
I have a question about that.
Yep.
I was showing for Kim Sunday last week,
Okay.
and so she had a buyer agency, so that's everything, but do we need to do anything additional?
Nope.
They just, okay. I was like.
As long as she hasn't documented the buyer agency agreement with the firm and you're good. Just confirm that. Yes?
Question too. This came up in our meeting yesterday, Michelle. I want to see what happens.
Oh, shit. I don't like that. She did this at our managers meeting and it was nuts. So I'm just telling you, the last meeting, she's like, we want to see what you think.
It was fun.
It was a good time. A lot of banter, but it was a good time.
Yeah, we still don't really answer.
No, we don't. No, it was that, it was pretty cool.
So there is a company, this is not in this market, but it's a limited market, who in the agent remarks in the MLS, they have a website link. Okay? And if you take that link and copy it and paste it into your Google Chrome or whatever, and you go, it pulls up all their listings on this one page. And if you click on a listing, it tells you what the commission is. The buyer agent commission is. So,
That sounds like a legal hotline question or MLS. So
well, I report it, so we'll see what happens. I don't know.
my initial thought is, my initial response to that is, the link doesn't go to the commission. You have to go up to another step.
It's a two-click. So it doesn't fit the two-click rule.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say no, don't do it. 'Cause,
Let's say no because it's on the MLS.
yeah, I wouldn't want to chance it, folks. It's not worth my license and my career for that. It's just not. Y'all know we all have a website for compensation,
I'll
right?
let y'all know how much we give it. You know, I want
Yeah.
What is it? Why do you give us?
I don't know. I don't know if it resets every year. It's just like, nope, you did it this year and 2 years from now, it's your second year. I don't know. This is all new. I don't know. And I hate to say I don't know, so I'll have to find out.
They probably don't know either.
They probably don't. But y'all know we have a web page for commission, right? seacoastcompensation.com. As long as you go to .loop, you check active on it and you have the field right. Everybody understand that? If you don't, come see me. Verbiage in the MLS has been approved. You can use the words, use as you choose. It is permitted. So if you have a seller that wants to offer out some sort of compensation to a buyer agent, you can put $5,000, use as you choose. That is permitted. If you go to the MLS, and you know how you do a search, and you add fields when you do a search, go and add public remarks and type in that, and you'll get 162 the other day that came up with that in there in public remarks. But I do have an email from MLS that says it is approved, that they do approve that purpose. So you are protected using that. Just don't vary, don't deviate from this, okay? If you start doing your own little creative stuff, that's where you're gonna get fuzzy and you're gonna go back up to here. We don't want to do that. You can't say anything about compensation, working with buyers, alluding to anything about some sort of compensation. You just can't do it.
We had an agent Friday put in their remarks, seller concession of 3% to be used for buyer.
Oh my gosh.
About had heart failure, trying to get that out of there as fast as they could.
Did it catch them?
We got it out now. We got it out.
Oh my
You
God.
can't do that. You just can't do it. You just can't do it.
I know as soon as it happened, somebody had put it in the MLS. It's the first part of August. And then an agent in the office, they reached out to me like, look, we can't put this in the MLS, right? I said, no. And I said, who's the agent? Well, I happen to be another agent with our firm. So I called that Vic. I was like, hey, the agent's doing this. And they said, I already took it out. So everybody knew it. But we're watching out for each other. So when you see that, please let me know so I can make sure it's taken out of there.
And if you see one of our agents, please let us
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yep.
I got a quick question.
Yes.
Going back to doing the alpha thing, we can put that in there because it has
That's right.
nothing to do with the agent company.
That's right.
It's just very
And it's
specific
specific.
verbiage. Yeah.
Look at the flyer. It's specific of what can go where in public and the agent.
You know what?
Yep. Next thing. Page 11 of your offer to purchase under paragraph 8I, where you put in the buyer's name for under deed taxes and fees, right? And it has for you to put buyer's name. You do not need to put anything there. If the deed is in the same people's name that's on the buyer for the buyer. Meaning the pre-approval is in the husband and wife's name. You don't need to put that there. If it's just in one person's name, you don't need to put anything there. If the pre-approval is in one spouse's name and both are going to be on the deed, you need to put it there. Good? That came out last year, 23, I think it was. We just haven't really been enforcing it. Compliance is starting to enforce that. Before we really start enforcing it, I just want to make sure everybody knows. I've been sending it out in emails, but I don't want to talk about it. Any questions about that? Pretty simple, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So if the pre-poll is in one spouse's name.
Yep.
In that section, do you put both spouses?
Yes, because then you have to say that they're married. Yeah, so they can't put it. Yep. Right? So good? It's not y'all, it's actually in compliance. We're good. Denise already talked about that. Look at this. Agent advisory. I was going to talk about it. She brought it up. Michelle, she is our representative for that panel. So if you have anything, you have issues with me, with the office, with Seacoast, whatever, let her know. I don't know anything about it. I think it goes to Denise, and then she comes back to me. And then whatever. All right, provisional brokers. We have set up compliance process for that. I have emailed it out. If you're a provisional, you know about it. If you're not a provisional, you don't know about it. It doesn't bother. You don't have to worry anything about it. Real estate commission is just cracking down on things, so we're starting to tighten up all our processes, and one of them is provisional brokers. And this applies to individuals and teams and everybody. Issues. Look, if you're in the middle of a transaction, working with somebody, other side, I don't care, and it starts to go south. You see, like, I don't like how this is going. Please come see me. All right. Get me involved. The sooner the better. The sooner the better. I don't want to get in your business. I really, really don't. Okay. I really don't. I don't. What I do want to do is I want to help you save your relationship with whoever you're representing, whether it's the buyer or the seller. Second, I want to make sure you're protected so that you don't lose your license. All right. Look, everything that's come to me so far, we've been on the up and up. Everybody, it's been awesome. They have had everything. I need some wood. They had everything they needed to have, and we've done really, really well. So I just want to keep that going, but the sooner I get involved, the sooner we can make sure that we're corresponding like we need to. Okay? Questions? All right. Let's talk about some stats. I love these some stats. Now, this is Onslow County stats. And y'all know I'm kind of a geek, and I track this. I've been tracking this since 2019. And just to go through it, today, as of yesterday, there were 930 homes active on the market, 656 pending, with a total inventory of 1586. This is Onslow County, just Onslow County. That's the median heated square footage. That's the median price. Median price per square foot. That's how long it's taking to sell. That's how many have sold year to date. That's what the interest rates are, which is pretty much what they were saying earlier about most. Look at how it's changed over the years. 2023, 22, 21, 20. Here's money, 19. Look at this. Look where it is today. That's a 59% increase from 2019. Look at this. Look at our interest rates. And today. Look at this. Look how many homes are sold. We're still selling homes, folks. Okay? People are still buying houses. So don't let the media tell you, oh, it's terrible. No, it's not. You know, homes are sitting in a market, sure. Look at when they were sitting in 2020. Look, and I got real estate back in 08, 09.
You're done.
We'll talk about that in a minute. Homes are sitting, absorption rate, because how long a home sits on the market is like 6 to 9 months. 6 to 9 months to sell. Today it's 49 days, right? How about you go to a listing appointment saying, they say, how long do you think it's going to take to sell my house? Based on the calculations today, we're at 7 months. What are you going to move? Well, we're packing out at the end of the month. Shit. That means we need a price where? Yeah. Look at the inventory that we have. This is a total inventory between active and pending. It's 1586. Look at where it's been last year, the year before that. Do we still have an inventory shortage?
Yes.
Yes, we do. Absolutely. All right. It's not bad times. You have a bad mindset. 2,200 homes. And I'm going to talk about a timeline here in a minute. Versus 1,500. We still have low inventory. 1,300 active homes in the market. We have 930 now. This number at one point in time, active, was down to 226, I think is the lowest it got. That's how many active homes we had in Onslow County. That's nuts, right?
What year did COVID start?
2019.
2019.
So let's talk about that. This is a timeline. I know it's a lot. I'm going to cover it all. 2007 and 2008, the housing market crashed. It crashed because of the interest rates, adjustable interest rates. If you understand that more, watch this movie. It's called The Big Short. Awesome. The Big Short. If you don't understand that housing crash, watch that movie. It's a very, very good movie. It shows you, it explains it. Really good. Really good. 2010, Onslow County started to feel the repercussions of this from the 2007 to 2008 housing crash. What that means is when the market crashed in 07, 08, your big cities really started to feel it. You know, Dallas, a lot of cities in Florida, California, they all already started to crash. We didn't start feeling it really around 2010, meaning we started seeing foreclosures and short sales and things like that happening. Our market's a little bit slower to react than that. 2012, new construction. 2010, new construction started to pick up. That's when builders started to come into town. We had all these different builders. 2012 was when it started to dominate the market. 12 through 14, it was about 65% of home sales in Onslow County. It was very dominant in the market. You know, they were pricing same as resale homes. You could buy a new house or a resale for the same price. If we're buying new homes, why buy a house that's used? In some cases, they were priced better. 2016, new construction and sales production started to slow down. Resale homes started to pick up. I'm a geek. I tracked this. October 2017 is when it shifted. That is when we started to see our market shift, meaning that's when we started to see we had more homes coming on the market than what we're selling. Remember the last slide I showed you with active and pendings? That's when it started to change. And then what happened in 2018? Anybody? Florence hit, right? And when Florence hit, those that lost their homes, what did they do? They bought another one. Those that could afford it, while their home was being fixed, they bought one anyway. So we already had a market that started to trend up, and then Florence hit. There's some gas on the market, right? 2019, COVID hit. We already had a market started on fire. All that did was just throw some more gas on it. We had economic relief. Buyers are paying $5, $10, $15, $50,000 more. In April of 2019, closings were threatened to stop. No, we're going to stop closings. I know, because I bought my house then. We closed on my house without the landscaping being done. And if everybody knows anything about new construction, that's part of CO, right? So we had to get a CO with no landscaping in order to be able to close. We had to do an exception. Luckily, I had lots of friends. I made lots of phone calls. I pulled lots of favors to make sure we could close because they were threatening, and then my interest rate wouldn't close. You have to understand how that works, right? So, yes. July 2019, production of new construction materials slowed down because of COVID. So builders had a hard time getting materials, right? So what did that do? That started to push new home prices up. Builders started to change how they were getting value on appraisals. Instead of doing a sales approach, they started going to appraisers doing a cost approach, showing, look, my materials went up 20%. That's why our prices increased, right?
Yes.
Lenders?
Yes.
My pool cost up.
Different, I'm thankful.
It's the same thing. All the
Yeah.
materials.
Yeah.
Everything.
So in March 2022, well, interest rates up to that were still low, meaning 3%, right? Everybody was just like, yay. They've been that way for so long. March of 2022, interest rates started to increase. From March of 2022 to November of 2022, they went from 4% to 7% in just 8 months. This is just history for y'all for real estate, right? I told you I'm a real estate geek. But when you're talking to folks and they're asking about the market, I want you to understand a little bit of foundation here. And it's not general. Remember, 2023, interest rates reached a high of 7.95. Last time they were that high, October 2000. Right? Holy shit. September 2024, housing prices have still increased over the past year. 5.5%. Even with all this and interest rates climbing up, our values are still going up, folks. 5.5% since last year, 59% since 2019. It's crazy, isn't it? Look at this chart. This is a chart of the interest rates. This is like from what, pre-1975? Look at this. 18, I think it's 18.9. It's come down 95, 2000s, right? Those are the good times. Rates were really good here. Anybody benefit from that time? Yeah, right. I got paid like that. Yeah, actually, I got paid like that. They come back up here. We look at the chart. Look at that. That's what we said. Right there. Crazy, huh? Nuts. I'm to the worst. So if you think it's bad because rates are here, ask your parents. What were your rates? 16% when I bought a house, right?
24%.
Yeah.
But the house is only like 60 grand. So.
Yeah,
It's weird because I saw an old Sears catalog that had a house for sale. And it was like a it was like 1,400 square foot. But it was like, I don't know, $3,000. And I was like, where can I order this? It was cool.
I know. No, that deck I just built was like 1,500. He doesn't have rails yet.
So moving on to something else, which why do is it I'm being a tech guy and I still have problems. All right, what is it doing? Oh, I know what it's doing. Sorry about that. Let's just do.
Were you around
this.
here in 1975?
No. Yes, I was. Thank you just for inching me. I was around, but I had no idea about real estate. All I was playing shit. Congratulations to Seacoast. We hit over 2 billion last week. So congratulations to all. Obviously, again, we've done it without our partners, so thank you again to our partners. Since we're on the topic of Seacoast, let's talk a little about some of their tools. If you go to seacoasttools.com, there's a ton of them there. There's also a link to My CB Desk. Just a quick tool for today. If you go to My CB Desk and you click on marketing, you can actually generate your own email signature. So if you don't know how to do it, just go there. It's some simple little steps. You copy and paste, and it even shows you where to paste if you use Gmail. Boom. Right? Easy days. I prefer to George Foreman a lot because it's like the old George Foreman grill where you just set the rotisserie chicken and you forget it and then it just stops when it's done. This is George Foreman stuff, folks. If you want to do a QR code on your marketing and you don't know where to get one, just come here, paste the URL. Boom, you get a QR code. How much does this stuff cost you? Free 99. Without the 99, free. I love free shit. Free stuff. That's a lot. They all know it, but yeah. My CB Desk, when you come in, click on marketing, boom, there it is. Right? I know last month I covered a lot of stuff Seacoast. Every month I'm going to break it down with one little tool like this to help you all in business. Okay? So that's this week's tool tip. BASE, Business Alliance for a Sound Environment. This is Tyler Newman is the president and CEO. This is a organization that helps us with a lot of issues at your government level, right? And we have issues with road maintenance agreements. We have issues with maybe a county wanting to impose landscape requirements, which could increase builder costs or maybe a homeowner's costs. He gets involved. If you don't know about it, I have handouts here where you can read them. I'll send them to you as well. Onslow County is actually have a strategic planning underway. Surf City, they have a multi-use path. They just revised that. Look, the Real Estate Commission requires that we know everything going on in our county or in our area. Because if somebody wants to buy a house and they're like, I don't want to be by a busy street. But in the plans, it's for a busy street to go right through behind the house. You should know that. You're supposed to know that. We're here to protect the public. The way we know that for Onslow County is go to a site called Jumpo, right? If you don't know where to go to that real estate website I told you about, rereference.com, realestatereference.com. That's a page that I put together. That's a ton of links there for real estate agents. Also, you can read BASE. New Hanover County, they approved the first phase of the Last Frontier project. If you want to know what it is, you need to read it. Cape Fear Memorial Bridge. Did you know they're replacing a bridge on the other side of Wilmington? So those of you that shop at North Jacksonville, and someone says, hey, I want to look at a house in Wilmington. I want to shop in Wilmington. You can say, yeah, let's go show a house in Wilmington. Right? You go show a house and they write a contract. And they're across the bridge. This is great. I'm right across the bridge. Well, then they put, did you know that they're also supposed to be, they're talking about putting a toll on that bridge? Right? Do you think the buyer would want to know that? Yeah. What do you think they're going to come back and yell that once they find that out? Now the bridge is under construction, they can't cross it and get to work. It takes 40 minutes longer. So the bridge is done. You need to know that, folks. That's why I advise you not to work outside your area. Refer that stuff. We have plenty of agents down there that would love to help and pay your referral fee. Brunswick County, Brunswick County is huge. It goes from Wilmington all the way to the North Carolina, South Carolina border. Look at a bunch of changes. They have a lot of ordinance changes. They have GSAT, the greatest strand area of trading court study is expanding in Brunswick County. That means everything from the Myrtle Beach area, which is the greatest strand, right? That's now extending up that way because that's up in the Little River or that area. Southport ETJ relinquishment, tons of proposals to the county commissioners regarding clear cutting and underdevelopment. It's all, a lot of it is in that. But folks, this is why we don't want to shop outside our area. Because if you don't know what's going on and a buyer buys, you just open yourself up. One complaint, you could lose your license. Is it worth it? No, it's your career. Refer it out. Look, we all want a paycheck. Sure, times are hard. But the time you're going to spend going down to Brunswick County to show a house, you could be working before the buyers or sellers here. Holy fuck. Never mind. No, move on. Never mind. I'm going to get in trouble. Y'all are going to get me in big trouble. So I took a class. I sat in on NAR cybersecurity class. I took one of these years ago, but I did an update on it the other day. And if you don't ever take a cybersecurity class, you may not want to because it's going to scare the crap out of you. Look at me, I'm getting better. It's getting cuss on how quick they can hack your password. If you have little dog number 7 as your password on everything, you're probably going to get hacked. Okay. Why is water fraud such a big problem in real estate? Well, because everything's so public. Property data is public and available, listings, county records, everything. The transactions involve a lot of money. Median sales prices are $400,000. Up to 10 different parties are involved for a closing, right? And all that information is being shared. Between you, the attorney, the inspectors, right? Contractors, the buyer agent, their folks, the closing coordinator. Holy shit, everybody's got emails going everywhere. Just throw confetti. How does it happen? Well, first thing is they target. They see a house under contract. They use online data to identify active transactions. It was pending. Oh, we got an active transaction. How easy is that? Once they do it, they start phishing. They send emails listening to trick, giving access to accounts. Right? We got 2 counterintel guys over here, and they're just sitting there shaking their head like, yep. They wait. Once they get that info, and they're into your, whether they hack your password so they can see your account and see what your emails coming back and forth, or they send you another email so that they're included in the process because you think, hey, how many of y'all went under contract with someone, and then you get an email saying, I'm a transaction coordinator, please include me on all information in this. Anybody here get that? Anybody? Do y'all include them?
Yeah.
I don't. I send it to the agent. If they want to include, they can send it to that agent. The agent can send it to their coordinator because I don't know that. Now, if the agent says, hey, this is my transaction coordinator, here's an email, I may copy them on it. Other than that, probably not. It's probably go to the agent. If they want their coordinator involved, they'll send it to them. They'll carbon copy, forward it, whatever. Just helps me with security reasons. I just don't like doing it. They wait. After they wait to the right moment, and then they'll intercept. Close to closing. All right, we need to wire some funds. Just send it to off. Now they're going to send another email. Wait a minute. We changed accounts. We please wire this account instead. And they steal it. Once they get it, they send it off. They send the crypto, a cashier's check, overseas account, something like that. It's gone. Gone. Right? The other way is seller impersonation fraud. If you're not verifying your ID for your sellers, shame on you. If you have a seller that doesn't live here and is trying to sell something, list the property, get a copy of their ID and verify it. I'm going to show you that in just a minute. There was a case where CS50 versus, I should say versus, I figured it, versus 51 Skytop Partners. What happened was this guy owned some land, and it was pretty high dollar land, and there was a few lots, and he went out one day and hadn't been there for a while, and they were building a house. These people were building a house on this property. And he's like, what are you doing? I own this. He's like, no, we bought it. See, they did buy it. Unfortunately, he never signed anything because the sale documents were fraud. These people that fraud things are so good that they'll get notaries. They can look good to send the attorneys. Make it look that good, right? The guy won. He got his property back. ended up settling with them for a ton of money to pay, but obviously had a shit ton of legal expenses to get it. That's the end result. Don't get it because that's the end result, right?
Did he get a free house?
No, he didn't want the house, but what he ended up doing was selling those folks because it was actually on 2 lots. It was partially on his lot too. So he settled to where he got paid for it right there. In North Carolina, we have this thing called title insurance, right? That's what protects your buyers, right, with key title. So that if anything like this comes up, those are the folks that are going to fight it legally for them. So if you have a buyer that goes to closing and says, I don't want title insurance, you need to really explain to them. You need to get me involved, first of all, because I need to explain to them what's going on and why it's important. Because a lot of states don't have title insurance. We do, and they get it at closing. We should get it.
What's the cost associated with that?
Title insurance, it's a one-time, it's a percentage. We'll talk about that in closing costs. We're going to go over your stuff. But it's a few $100, $400 or $500, $600. It's all dependent on the price of the house.
For a veteran with 100% down, it's $26 for the husband.
Yeah, well, that's the additional coverage. There's
Yeah,
other
that-
coverage,
that
but
owner's
that's owner's coverage. Yeah. So, prevention. What can you do? First of all, education. Educate yourself. Learn more about it. Right. If you don't do anything else, then verify the identity of the owners. Buyers or sellers, get a copy of their ID. Make sure you know who they are. And if you're not even sure, then you can go here. NAR has actually set up a site to where you can go and put their ID in. If you click that link, it goes to a form. You fill it out, and they will let you know. They'll verify the ID for you. The other thing you can do is secure your passwords, right? I don't care how secure you think they are. I use a system called LastPass. LastPass has all my passwords. I know one password, and it's to this system. It's in my phone. It's on all my computers. When I come in, I log into it, and then I need to log into something else. I have different protocols set. Some of them just log in for me, but it's one, and it's encryption. They encrypt passwords and everything else. They're awesome. It's like $100 a year to have it, but you know what? I'd rather pay $100 a year. Don't worry about it, and I'm good. The other thing is set up multi-factor authentication. Okay? If you multi-factor in whatever email, if you have Gmail and you use Gmail, just do your 2-step authentication. Go to security, set up 2-step, right? Is that if anybody ever wants to log in, it says go to your phone and open your Gmail app, right? You have that set up. Everybody have it set up? Everybody? Hot damn, I love it. Good.
Seeker's email is set up that way.
Yeah. That's why I said it doesn't matter because I know a lot of you have Gmail accounts and stuff like that. That's why I put it up there. So that's good. You're 99, according to Microsoft, you are 99 less likely to get hacked, right? If you have multi-factor authentication set up. So if you don't have it set up, at least just do that. So they can't get into your email. You know, your email can simply be, I'm going to pick on Whitney, instead of her name, if her name is wendyfountain@gmail.com, right? They could just simply misspell it. Just take out the N. And no one's going to look at that. Who looks at the email? And if you get stuff in your email, hover over it before you click stuff if you don't know, and look at the email. I get all sorts of wild stuff. Thank you for your order. Here's coming your Amazon shipment. And I'm like, right? Wait a minute, I didn't order shit. Or here's your receipt.
Yeah.
Wait, what? And I hover over it, and it looks like a legit company, and then it's like, I don't know, Jim Beam at NCS something. Jim Beam sounds good. Anyway, set that up, folks. If you haven't set it up, set it up. Some upcoming events this week. We're going to talk about sellers and options whenever they own more than they can sell for. That's our class this week. Thursday at 9:30, right? Mondays and Thursdays, we do classes here. Mondays are objections. Thursdays are topic of choice. Right now, I have listings to process. I might change that. I have something else that I want to put in there, but that's next week, so you all know what that is. And when you come, please bring someone with you, okay? I don't care. Bring someone from the other office. What's an agent that you're in a transaction with that you think would be a good fit? Let me know and bring them too. All right? I'd love to talk to them. And I'm sure there's something that we have here. Well, let me rephrase that. I know there's something that we have here that'll help them grow the business. We have a lot of shit here. Yeah, shit here. But Another event coming up, October 8th, we are having our first joint office meeting between here and Henderson. It's gonna be at Copper and Stove, which is Walls Distillery. We're not taking here to get drunk, okay? We just thought it'd be cool to have a different environment for the first time ever that we had both offices together for an office meeting. So we're trying to make it kind of fancy and nice for everybody. We're doing it outside. It's from 11 to 1 at Walls Distillery. We'll have the meeting. No, don't bring your family. Don't bring your spouses. Don't bring everybody. And this is just an office. If you want to bring them later, that's fine. Afterwards, you can do the wine tasting. And it's free. Our vendor partners are back there salivating like, we're going to be at that one. We're there. Actually, they are participating in the taco bar. They're all bringing different things. So we'll have food and everything else there. I'd suggest you get there a little early because we are going to have a presentation. We're going to have a projector, a slideshow, and everything else too. It will be a formal office meeting like we do. It's not just going to be sit down and bullshit or whatever. Then afterwards, you can bullshit whatever you want. Please put it on your calendar. Please plan to come. The first one. No, we don't. Other announcements. September 11th, tomorrow, Seacoast Academy has a mandatory update and 4-hour elective. If you haven't signed up, I don't know if there are any spots left. There's $10 off each class. Some of you may have signed up with that code. It does work now. It didn't before, but it does work. Right? It's all day tomorrow at J-Board. September 16th, New Agent Orientation down in Wilmington. I think the only one we have is, you've already been the online version.
I did. I might want to go to
I need to know because I got to get to the list. If you want to go, let me know. All right, so look at the calendar. September 17th, they have a class coming, Outlist Outlast. It starts on the 17th. If you want to get into that, let me know. I'll get with Linda and try to get you on the list, okay? 18th. So the 18th, we have a new tool launch. It's called Social Bay. We're having a class at Chamber of Commerce. Honors coming up to teach it. So what Social Bay is going to do, it does a lot of posting on your social media for you, okay? For your listings, for other content. It's supposed to be very powerful, very robust. If you're looking for something to help with social media, it's like a George Foreman thing. Set it, forget it type, go to that class, okay? And it's at no cost to you for this program, all right? There are features in it, to understand that do cost, but most of it, a lot of it's free. So please come, please learn. It's at the Chamber of Commerce on the 18th, and I think it's.
Do we need to sign up for it?
Yes, let Tammy know. 24th, the best of the best celebration. It's at 4 to 6 down in Wilmington. A lot of you here on that. So please let me know if you're going, because I'll be there. Anybody have anything else? Any other announcements? No? Well, I have one more thing, and I don't really like to end the meeting this way, but I need to. Please don't forget tomorrow, folks. Right? That's a long time ago. 23 years ago, when 8/14 is when that happened. Right?
Yeah.
Just don't forget. There was a lot of Mercury show that day, and yeah. Just don't forget. And last, what I always ask you to say, whose business is it? Oh, getting better, getting better. I love it. I love it. All right. Thank you all for coming today. Don't forget. Hold on. I got to stop this real quick because I don't know who's on here. Let me make sure this is off. Thank you all for coming online. Thanks, Kim.
See ya.